guys, it's Sean81 here, and welcome to a speed build. And this is a Christmas speed build because it's almost Christmas. But this is a little bit different Christmas speed build. It's not your normal winter wonderland. This is an Aussie Christmas. So we are on the beach and building a little Aussie shack. So I've just decided to come in and we'll just make a little one-bedroom shack for our little Christmas faring Sims, and got to make it a bit Aussie-fied. If that makes sense. Probably not. So obviously I am an Australian and I grew up in Australia, obviously, but I grew up and we would head off to the beach or a shack for, well, not necessarily for Christmas, but over our summer holidays, which is Christmas time, of course. And this is sort of like the sort of shacks and things that we would go and stay at. And it was kind of a bit fun to make and a bit of something different. I'm just trying to get the roofing right. Sort of, it's a bit of a nuisance. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, so I really like this. I actually was knowing about doing a build in Winterberg on the island, and I found this lot, and I was like, this is very beachified. I mean, it looks cold at the moment in the game, but it's sort of that, gave me that real beach vibe, so I was like, what, that would make a super cute little Christmas shack, or a little shack build would look really cool there. And I was like, yes, that's what I should do. I should do an Aussie Christmas. Because, I always see these Christmas builds around this time, and they're all winter wonderlandy, pretty snowy ones, which I think is beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful, but I've never seen a Christmas like that. So why not do something that I have grown up seeing? And this is more like it. Which, yeah, so we'll make a little weatherboard shack, a little white weatherboard one. And yeah, it's a little cute little building. Actually, it's probably the quickest build I've ever done, actually, this one. I think I've ever managed to do a build this quickly before in my life. It took an hour, I think just over an hour, all up to do. And that was finishing everything, although refining the build was probably the thing that took the longest for me. And here I learnt that if you hold down shift when placing the foundation piece thing, you can do it on one wall at a time, on one foundation side at a time. I didn't know that. I knew you could do that with the wall trim and things like that, but I didn't realise you could do it with the foundation as well. So that was something I learnt new, and I thought that was cool. Also, I like the lattice at the front there of the deck, but I didn't want it around the rest of the house, so. Oh, here I was doing something really cool. It would have been better if the deck had been square. This side piece is a bit wider than the front piece. If it had been the same width, it would look really good. So you sort of line it up, excuse me, and turn it halfway, and you do sort of half facing one way and then half facing another way, and then at the corners you do your Control F, which gives you quarter tiles, and then place them down as well, which looks, yeah, so it joins on the corner. So it looks really good. It would look really good if I could do it properly, but this deck didn't line up, so. So yeah, simple one little bathroom, and then a small bedroom, and then sort of the other sort of living area as well. Entryway there. So that's the main sort of entryway, that one. And then there's another little door at the front as well, which is just quick, easy access onto the beach type door. I don't know why you'd have a door there, but I was sort of using a picture, just sort of loosely basing it off it, and that's what they had. So I was like, yeah, well, we'll just do that. And then just the same wood flooring all through the house. I wanted something that was fairly light, but not really fancy flooring, so a little bit more rugged. I mean, it is a shack after all. You have to have your best furnishings in your shack. Now, I did try and get this down to just using, I think I used 3 packs, or only 2 packs. So, you'll notice though, as I'm building it, there are like that piece was Jungle Adventure, the fridge, I think. I actually switched it out when I uploaded it. So it uses Parenthood and Seasons. I'm pretty sure that's it. And base game, obviously. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah, although I think it comes up and shows that it tries to use Get Together. I did have a Get Together towel, which you'll see I put in the bathroom, and I took it out, and apparently still registers as being there, but then when you actually look at what's in what I use, it doesn't show anything for under Get Together. So I don't know why it was still registered as being in there. And there's no other, like, other paint, the wall coverings and floorings are just base game, so I'm not entirely sure why it was showing up like that. It is, never mind. So if you've got Seasons and you've got Parenthood, you're set. This build is for you. It would almost make a starter if perhaps, I think you just have to take out all the Christmas decorations. And I think it's starter worthy. So yeah, another cute little starter build. Or near on, I'd say. You might have to downgrade a couple of furnishings, so I'm not sure. But it's almost a starter build. I'm not really sure how much it actually did cost with all the decorations. I think it was a fair bit. Wreaths. Now, generally I would hang them on the door, but I'm not entirely sure whether the Sims can use the door once it's hung on the door. I don't know. Whether they just walk through it. But, so I just put them above the door just to be sure. And I had this big gap beside the toilet, so I just put a plot plant there, make it pretty. And obviously a Christmas tree. So we still decorate our houses out, with lots of decorations and things, or some places do. I'm not one for decorating my house a lot. There are other places around that decorate them with lots of lights and things like that. But it's not really something that I've ever done in my household. But we have the tree and we have a few other little decorations around the house, but not great heaps. But I figured with this build would go all out. Why not? And I do look at trying to put a fireplace in. I was like, yeah, should I put it in? Oh yeah, looking at different. Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, we'll stick that in, it fits. And I was like, oh, wait a second. I'm going to fit a couch in there and things. So I was like, no, let's get that. We don't generally have fireplaces. Like if you're in a shack, you might have one, depending on whereabouts you're located. But you're more likely to have an air conditioner. And so you'll see that I actually do represent that by putting an air conditioning unit thing out the back. So it's obviously just a decoration, but yeah, kind of represents the air conditioning might be in the house. And I like these decorations. They look like kids have made them, so that's sort of something that I've always had in my house. Is all the kid made decorations. Growing up they were all mine or my brother's, but now they're my children's. So I've got four children, and they make me beautiful decorations at school and daycare. So my tree is covered in them, which is beautiful. So, and obviously the cards, so lots of cards hanging on the window. And then we just pick a pretty simple couch, sort of, that you might have in a shack, and then we put a lamp in behind. And it was fun doing this build. I found different things that I wouldn't normally use as well, which was interesting. Yeah, just a little TV cabinet, just a simple TV. I don't think any shacks that I grew up going to have had TVs. Although I think it's probably a little bit more common now. You might have a TV in your shack. But certainly growing up, there wasn't a TV in the shacks that I stayed in. Because you're always out doing things. And then just a simple little table and chairs in there as well. When I use a nice little Christmas tablecloth on that one. Sinks, I was just checking. I just decided I should check a few things and just try and keep it to the one build. At this stage, I didn't realise I'd used a couple of things outside of those packs that I decided to use. And I just tick them off and make sure that that's all I'm using, so that we don't mix things up. And as you can see, I do have custom content in my game, but there is no custom content used in this build. So just so you know, there isn't any. You don't need to make sure that custom content is on or anything like that, because there isn't any used for this build. Yeah. So I just put it like a set of drawers in the bedroom, and then some overhead covers as well over the stove top there. I don't know why, but I used the most fanciest range hood there. I could have used a more basic one, but I went fancy. I was like, why not? And I was trying to fit a rubbish bin in, so I ended up sticking it beside the couch. I was like, yeah, it could go there. It fits sort of in, but yeah, it's not really where you'd normally see the rubbish bin. And then just like a lantern beside the bed. And what am I doing? Oh yes, just looking at other decorations. So some cards, I just put them on the bench. And oh yeah, that's all these Christmas decorations I haven't really used before, so I was like, where could I stick them? I figured they would be really in the way. Some of those ones that hang from the roof, so I just had to take them out. Yeah, just use these little flag guns, but I think, oh yeah, I do change. Yeah, I just sort of figured they'd be tucked up in the middle there. And just some more streamers and things. Excuse me. And obviously the air conditioning thermostat, I figured would go on the wall. And size up that Christmas rug and use that in the lounge room. So I think just a few more decorations and things I use. I find some curtains to go in the bedroom. I don't worry about curtains in any other room because I've got the decorations on the window, so I didn't want to cover them up. I'm just making sure I change out the lights as well. I just use my temporary lights. And I just change them out for some more functional lights. Oh yeah, and then I decided that I've got this really cool Christmas one, so I should use that. So I just put one of those in the lounge room as well. And then I found this wall decoration. So this is something I hadn't looked at before. I never looked at the other swatches. I didn't realise there were actually so many different ones. I was actually really surprised. I was like, oh my god, there's heaps. They're kind of cute. I didn't realise just how cute they were. Oh, excuse me. I'm tired. I liked that reindeer one. I thought that was cute. So I just sort of go through and just having a look at someone. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Yeah. Something a bit different. I figure they're like the peel-off sticker things that won't damage your house. And I decided I was going to do a balustrade thing there, but I actually didn't. But I did use that. What is that stuff called? I never remember what that's called. The stuff. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, and I start off with this being a room, just to make it a bit easier with getting the roof on. So I put a ceiling on, and then I put the roof on. And add the... Now, that was something new. I had never bothered to look and see that there was another glass roof. So on my game it shows up, and I can see them at the bottom, like in the 2 rows. There's some glass roofs on the bottom. There's like 3 or 4 there. What I didn't realise there was another one on the next row up right at the end. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never noticed it before. And that's this one that's like, turns out to be like a square sort of looking one. So yeah, I used that one. I was like, I've never seen it before. It's always been there. I just hadn't seen it. And then just trying to decide what to do out here. So we often have Christmas lunch. We do Christmas lunch here. It's big in my family anyway, and we quite often have it outside because we're just trying to squeeze in so many people that there's no room inside. So we quite often will set up outside with it being nice. Pergola, usually a temporary type shade covering, like I've made here for The Sims. We usually put one up, and yeah, we all sit around out there outside. I figured, what would happen in this Sims situation is, everyone would rock up with a tent or a caravan or something and come and stay at the shack, and because because it was only one bedroom, and that's where they'd have Christmas, right on the beach. So, which is actually quite something that happens quite a lot here in Australia. People rock up at different times, towards the Christmas period. Somebody will rent out a shack or something like that, or they own a shack amongst them or something, and rock up and have your Christmas festivities, and people will stay for different lengths of time depending on what they've got committed to, like school or not school because it's usually holidays, but work and commitments and things like that. Barbecue, that's something, I don't know, like some families do a lot of barbecuing around Christmas time. Not so big a deal in my family. Sometimes we'll cook things on the barbecue just because we need more kitchen space. There's only, usually the stove and the oven and things, but so you might use the barbecue to heat up something, maybe. But I figured the barbecue was a main part of the Christmas deal. I know people do their Christmas breakfast on the barbecue. They've got a big family. They'll do lots of bacon and eggs done on the barbecue. I've seen that done a few times. It was a tradition in my husband's house, apparently, to do the big cook up for Christmas breakfast on the barbecue. And then these lanterns, they kind of gave me a bit of trouble, these lanterns, so I had to adjust them. They just need to go up a little bit higher so that they were actually not floating as much as they were. So, and then of course I decided to change the size of something and messed myself up, so I had to readjust everything. But anyway, it was fun. So like I said, lots of outdoor activities for Christmas in the summer, obviously. Lights. We do like to hang lights on our houses. So like I said, some places do. I don't. My house doesn't. My grandparents do a couple of lights, but not as common in my house. But some places do go all out. Some places just do a few. Thongs or flip-flops in our lighting isn't a thing, but I figured why not use them, because people associate flip-flops, or thongs as we call them, with Australia. So I figured why not use them in red and green. It's like I said, it's not something I've ever seen. So please don't go thinking that Australians hang flip-flops all over their house, because it's not something we do. So this is where I had to readjust the lanterns, because I decided to extend it by a bit, just so I could fit the flip-flops in. But that's alright. It looks kind of cool, actually. And what else? Oh yeah, just looking at other decorations. So yeah, we do use lawn decorations a lot. I wanted to put the decoration box in too. And I figured, we're on the beach, why not have the towels right by the door so you can just grab them and go. That would be something that you'd do. Head on down to the beach, have a swim. Of course, it depends on where you live. Where I live right now, you wouldn't be going to the beach for a swim unless you had stinger nets and shark nets. And yeah, you wouldn't go there. And obviously, you want to make sure there's surf lifesavers on duty as well. Not the safest. Australia is not safe. I'll say that. You don't go swimming unless you know that it's going to be safe. I just want to see what it looks like at night time too, and it's quite pretty. There's little lights around the windows. I decided not to add any other lights around the yard. I figured those lights around the windows were just enough. And I like these little, were they nutcrackers? Yeah. So I do a couple of different colours of them, 2 different styles, just by the front door, or I guess, is it the front door? I don't know. Not the main door, I guess. I am positioning Mr. Sandman here. And that's something we do. I did it as a child, make Sandman into snowmen. Yeah. You gotta work with what you got. Yeah. You got sand, you make a Sandman. So, yeah, it was something I've done. I have made snowmen as well, don't freak. I have seen snow. But not a great deal. I've only ever been in one blizzard as such. So, yeah. Guess it's a lot different to many other people around the world. But this is my Christmas, so that's how I do it. Yeah, just trying to position Mr. Sandman there. Make him look right. I think I change where he is on the before the screenshots, so you'll see in the screenshots it's a bit different positioned. And here I realised I started using trees from Jungle Adventure, so I take them out. Just use the base game ones. Just a few palm trees. That's not generally something we have lots of, depending on whereabouts you live in Australia. There might be palm trees, there might not be. Just it really depends. But I really couldn't find any trees that really fit for majority of Australia, so just sort of went with the palm trees. And some ferns and things as well. And just some grasses and things as well. Then I didn't want to make it too tropical because it's not really what the majority of Australia is. So, oh yeah, move the rubbish bin. No, that's not the rubbish bin. That is the letterbox. Move that closer to the front entrance. And I just figured it might have had a bit of a sculpted garden, so we just added a little bit of a garden at the front. Not too much of a sculpted garden, just sort of a few plants that are sort of hard wearing and can grow on their own because, it's not necessarily going to be looked after all year round. So, and then just obviously some terrain paint there just to make it look more like a garden bed. And the same on this side. I just chucked down a terrain paint, although I shouldn't have done that first because it didn't really work. I ended up having to go back in again. I was like, oh well, whatever. And then I did it really wide for some reason. And just sort of sand. I found a better blended sand there. It's not really sandy, but it's not too bad. I wanted it to match the sand that's sort of off the lot, but there's nothing that really matches up, which is a nuisance. I wish what they used around on the other lots, sort of around the garden sort of thing. You could actually get the exact same terrain paint in the game, but you can't, not all the time. Alright, so just doing a bit of a fly through just to show you as well. So just going in, looking at the bathroom and the kitchen, the Christmas tree, the table, the living room, the bedroom. That's all this place is, so it's everything. Yeah, we're just sort of looking at it. But I'm just about to leave you with the screenshots, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any uploads. Leave me a comment. How do you spend your Christmas? That'd be awesome. And I hope you all have a nice, happy Christmas and festive season, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.